What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of College Mom Dropouts. Woo-hoo. I'm Erica.
I'm Monty Mills.
And this week we are talking about it is okay to not be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's something that every mom needs to hear because we all go through moments where we are not okay.
Yeah, I wasn't okay this week.
What's going on?
I wasn't okay. So I'm going to unload the mom load.
Let's do it.
So this week, my son, my 7-year-old, he goes outside and plays with the neighbors, and he is the minority. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got word back, like, don't send your son down there anymore. Like, the parents are telling their kids not to play with him. Like, don't play with him. If he comes, run away, all these things, right? So as a mom, now I don't know if they say run away, but they were running away, So as a mom, I was ready to just flip the whole neighborhood upside down, girl. Right. But my husband, I let him take control. I did, because I was like, if I fix it, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if it's truth to it or not. It was a hard situation. So, like, I just had to sit in it for a while. And I sat in it and I talked to my husband. I was like, I need you to take care of this one. So he did. He reached out to the dad, kind of told him what we were thinking. And, of course, they were like, no, that's not the case. We're so sorry. But we had to have the conversation with our son and just walk him through that, which we don't want to do that. That's something you never want to do as a mom. Like, so, I just tell him, like, hey, if you ever feel uncomfortable without saying you can't play with these kids, right? Like, we're not trying to do the same thing.
Right.
So we're like, if you ever feel uncomfortable, come home. Matter of fact, how about you just get us to go outside with you next time? Let us go talk to the parents and we'll all mix and mingle. But that was hard for me this week.
Yes, I can imagine.
Very hard. I feel like all of my kids had a situation this week. Not all like that, thank God, but it was hard. So yeah, that was my load. It was a heavy one this week, because how do you walk a kid through that?
Right.
Without telling them this is what happened. Put them in grown folks' business. So.
But it sounds like y'all did a good job. So kudos to y'all.
So. Yeah. I'm still wrestling with it, girl.
Right.
I wrestle, but yes. So tell me, what's your load? Do you have a load this week?
I feel like my mom loaded something similar. These boys. My son actually got kicked off the bus this week. I ain't gonna put his business out there, because I'm very disappointed, but he got kicked off the bus this week, so that was stressful. And then my daughter, Amia, she got pink eye this week.
No, not pink.
So that was stressful because she missed school. So I had everybody in the house and dealing with, trying to keep her away from the other kids so that everybody, even myself, don't get pink eye. So yeah, I guess just dealing with that. I mean, overall though, like, I feel like the week started out rocky because even like, my husband and I sorted through some things amongst ourselves. So I feel like by the end of the week, it was good. But we got through it. But yeah, that was my load for the week.
Yeah, it's always a load. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, as long as we're moms, there's going to be a story.
For sure.
There's going to be a story. It's going to be something. So, but that does bring us into our topic of it's okay to not be okay, because we got to take on a lot, right? As moms, we don't even get a chance or a choice to pick what we take on and what we don't, And I've realized a lot more nowadays, probably since I became a mom, quite honestly, I've been functioning like I'm high functioning, But there's so many days where I'm just like, dang, like, I love my kids. Like, how do you say, like, I don't want to be like, I'm overwhelmed. I need y'all. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to snap on them, but you just be like, I'm not okay. But then you feel guilty for saying you're not okay. Have you ever experienced that where you just like, I feel guilty telling you that I'm just straight up not okay right now?
I feel like I used to. Okay, so I started like mental health coaching and so like therapy or whatever. And I feel like that's one thing that my coach helped me through is like that guilt and feeling like that when I have to take care of me first, right? At the end of the day, like, we can't be good for our kids and for everybody else if we're not good with ourselves. So I feel like I did struggle with that a lot up until I started doing mental health coaching. And I feel like that's one thing that my coach was adamant about, is setting a boundary, like when you're not okay, being able to not feel guilty about doing some things to take care of you. So I feel like now that's why I've take on like extra activities and stuff to have that space, so that, like, yeah, I may not be okay through the week, but at least I have like some type of outlet when the weekend gets here, or just a dedicated day or space for me to set that boundary, when I'm feeling overwhelmed with my kids. Because like you said, it's going to happen, especially with us. We have 4 kids. We have toddlers running around. Like, it's going to be overwhelming. But I'm not going to feel guilty when I feel like, all right, at this point, I got to do something for myself. And that's why it's like good to have help, and our partners to kind of step in and take over the load when they can. But like you said, mom is going to always be mom. We could be sitting right there next to our husbands, and who the kids going to ask for something for? Right. They going to call my name, even though your daddy right there. So for sure, I definitely understand that. But I do think it's important to try not to feel so guilty about it in a way where you are not doing the best thing for you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're good. Like, you're going to therapy, pretty much. So like, you're okay admitting like you're not okay. Because I feel like that's the thing. Why is it so hard for us to just admit like, hey, I'm okay? Is it because we as moms are supposed to be the strong person? Or we're the go-to, like you said, we're the default person. We're the default parent, for real. Right. And I feel like even though our husbands love us, they want to jump in. I feel like there's no way for them to subconsciously, like, not feel like we're the default parent. Because the kids do run us. Like, my girls act way worse for me than they do for their dad. Right. Like, Kaya has been on 1,000. Right. That 3-year-old tantrum, like, it's crazy to me. And so he's definitely doing better about letting me go lay down and, take a moment to myself more so before, because I feel like it got to a point where it was causing tension with us, and that's the last thing we want. I always tell people, like, you'd be so happy to have kids, and, like, some people really struggle to have kids, but, like, what good is that for you to do all this work to have these kids and build this family for 10 years from now, you and your husband are, like, not together anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all did all this work and built this family, and you let raising kids kind of just tear y'all apart. Right. So I think we're really intentional about giving ourselves that time back. And he's really lets me, like, just, so that's kind of how I see it.
One thing that I feel like I've really taken into my marriage to really help me just balance it all is Michelle Obama. She said, I love Michelle Obama first and foremost. Hey girl, come on the podcast. But she had said that the first 10 years of her marriage was not good or something like that. She hated it or something because, that was the time when they had kids and stuff. And so she said that she would get so mad because Barack would be out at the gym. He would be going here. He'd be going there. And she would be mad because she would be in the house with the kids. But she said once she changed her mindset and was like, hey, he's doing this, I can do this too. I got to put myself in position to do the same thing he's doing. So I think for me, like I said, I think that it's important that I do something for myself. I'm very intentional about that. I'm very intentional about setting boundaries. There was a time where I feel like I couldn't even tell my kids no. I felt like every weekend I had to do something. I had to get them out the house, especially, staying home with the kids. You feel like you got to take them to Chuck E. Cheese, to the playground every single day. And I was deteriorating because I was filling up everybody else's cup and I was not pouring into mine. So now, it's a non-negotiable to not, like, I gotta be okay. Yeah. If I'm, if I can't take you to Chuck E. Cheese this weekend, baby, I can't take you to Chuck E. Cheese. Like, it's okay. So I don't feel too much of the guilt anymore because I am very intentional about my self-care, about my mental health, and about making sure that I'm my best self so that I can be my best self for everybody else in the house.
So what do you do?
Just with my coaching, I feel like therapy has helped me times 10. Okay, because a lot of people look at therapy like, oh, I can just talk to anybody. I don't agree. I think that, of course, I feel like people have had people may have had bad experiences, and I hate that for you. But I feel like once you find a good therapist, it is really life-changing because it's not just talking to another person. These people are educated. These people went to school to be able to coach you through. It's not just them giving you their opinion. Like the way they break stuff down, it just gives me a different perspective on how to view like what's going on around me.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really helped me. So I use my practices and stuff from that to just in my everyday life. It helps me to even communicate better, like with my partner, even though he doesn't do it, he don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But it's like, because I do it, I feel like it rubs off on, like my practices unintentionally rub off on him because I'm just calmer in the house and, you know, I just navigate through my day-to-days a lot differently. So I always tell people, like, I encourage you to try some type of mental health because therapy doesn't always mean you want to jump off, you know, not like that. Oh my God, that's terrible. But like there's levels to like mental health. Like sometimes that's why I say I take coaching. The difference between coaching and therapy is a lot of therapy is when you're trying to visit past trauma and you're trying to navigate through like how that's affecting you today. Coaching is literally just helping you, okay, what's going on right now and how can it help my future day to day. So for me, coaching is just better from it works for me.
I believe in therapy. I have a secret. I have a secret.
What?
I did go back to school.
Oh, okay.
And my major was psychology.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to be a therapist.
Yes, I've been feeling the same way. Like ever since I started doing therapy, I was like, I want to be a therapist, but I haven't took the step. Okay, so when did you go back?
2020 during the pandemic.
Okay.
Such a story, but I did, and I was glad that I took the break, you know, because you know I had to figure out like what therapy was and appreciate it and things like that. So of course that's something to unpack, but I believe in therapy. I definitely do. Obviously, you know, as a believer, I'm also very connected with the Father, and so I feel like the two go hand in hand. Yeah. So I think I told you about the therapist Kobe that I ran into at a women's conference last year. And she really just married the two, like what it looks like to be a Christian in therapy. And like she gave so many talking points behind it because a lot of believers be like, no, I don't need to go to therapy. I need to go to God. Baby, please go to him and go to a therapist because you need both.
Right.
You really need both. So yeah, that was my little secret there. But I'm so glad that you see someone and that it's working for you. I feel like moms are opening up a lot more about that now, and that's really good because there's a societal pressure to be perfect as a mom.
It is. And to not talk about the hard truths of motherhood and of life
because
in general.
If you talk about it, you're ungrateful.
That, and like you said, everybody just expects you to be perfect. It's like they have this image of you, so if you say one thing about it, it's like the thing about like people and social media is like there's no right way to put information out there. People are going to, they take it and they receive it for however they perceive it, right? Like I can say, oh, my kid got suspended off the bus this week, and there's going to be a million people that are going to have their own reason as to why my son might be acting up. He could be fine. You know, who knows? Maybe he's mad because maybe his teacher did something, but everybody's going to have their own point of view, like, oh, he's doing this because, you know, this, or he's doing it. So yeah, it's hard because I feel like, you know, when you do be transparent about, you know, things that are happening, it just leaves too much room for everybody to form their own opinions about what's going on. But the good thing about us starting this podcast is like, well, I know for me, I'm okay with like I'm okay with who I am, and I'm okay with, you know, my family life, and I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I always kept it real and authentic. Like that's, you know, I've always been just a transparent type of person. So I'm okay with people, you know, believing, I guess, whatever or however they feel, but you got to be able to be like that when you're in a space when you're talking about these personal things, or you just be a private person.
I'm very much so an open book. Everybody knows that about me because I feel like I remember when I got pregnant with Carter, and I was at the time trying to do YouTube at the time, and so I was like, I'm not going to stop my YouTube. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to just encourage other moms like me who had to stop. And you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we're talking about now, I was saying then to myself, not out loud. I wasn't saying it out loud. I was just like, I'm going to encourage women. I didn't know it was going to be 11 years later where I'm sitting on a podcast doing it,
right.
you know, but I just said it to myself. So I'm definitely an open book. I don't mind sharing my story. I don't got nothing crazy. And then if you judge me, you just judge me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you judging me for? So, yeah.
But it's good to have those people, because I feel like a lot of times when we do talk about those vulnerable moments in our life, it's always somebody that can relate. It's always somebody that's like, yeah, I might have gone through that, or, you know, I might have had this problem too, but they're too scared to speak it. So they're living through the person who, you know, is bold enough to speak their truth. So that's what this platform is all about, really just talking about real life experiences. And so for you, how do you cope with, you know, when you say you feel guilty about, you know, just being overwhelmed and expressing that, or not wanting to express that with the kids? Like, how do you cope? And how do you make sure that you're okay?
Yeah, that's a good question that I ask myself all the time. Like, I feel like I definitely have a certain amount of resilience in me that just, when the sun resets, I reset, you know, and like I get up and I keep going. But I do little things. It's not a big thing. Like, I don't go to the gym. I know I need to, child, but I don't go to the gym. I really get those, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes, I've learned how to recharge. Like, you know, they say like the body really only needs like 15 minutes of sleep to really like recharge or whatever. I really feel like I just need like 15 minutes to myself.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
I'm the opposite way.
I need just a little bit of time because I know they're coming, you know, so I'm going to appreciate the few minutes, the moment, you know what I'm saying? So, when I duck away, that's my time. When I'm praying, that's my time. Even if it's just like strolling around the mall or something, I just don't have that thing.
Do your kids have a bedtime?
They have a bedtime. They don't care about it.
But
they get out the bed 15 times.
Okay. So
but I
they
put them
don't.
down.
So you don't have time at night for yourself?
So it goes in and out. There was a time where we were good.
There.
Yeah.
That's a situation.
No, but it goes in and out. Sometimes they are down and they're down. My boys have never had an issue sleeping. It's those girls. And they share a room. Right. And, you know, they're small. So right now I think they're trying to figure that out. But let's go back a few months ago. They were just going to bed. I'm talking about right now they're not going to bed. But a few months ago they were. And that is our time, girl. My husband needs intimacy. Okay?
Oh, I already know. You got 4 kids, so I already know.
Intimacy, child. So let me tell you something. When that sun goes down.
Yeah. But that's the only reason why I say that is because I was the mom who, like, even when I started my family page, I was the mom. I had a reel that was like, everybody else kids up at 7. My kids still knocked out 11, 12 o'clock because they were going to sleep when we were going to bed. And, like, I felt like that worked for me. And everybody was like, girl, that's crazy. Like, how you got them up late? And I'm like, cuz we get up together, we go to bed together. But once I put them on a routine and a schedule, when I say I appreciate that time so much with them getting in the bed, and they might try to get up. No, go your butt in a room. You know, my girls share a room as well. But like, I'm very strict about it now, like, because that's my time. So don't play with my time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just setting that boundary. Like, boundaries is a big thing for me.
It's a big thing.
So yeah, that's definitely
the bedtime is a huge thing. Yeah. It's a huge thing, and no babies in the bed.
No, but no babies.
No babies in the bed.
My baby's in the my baby's
you
still
gotta
in bed.
kick him out.
I gotta get him out.
I'm not judging now, girl. Whenever you are ready, but
it's still it gotta be me. It be my husband. My husband is
he wants him in the bed.
I'm not gonna say he wants him in the bed, but he's not trying to kick him out because I have tried, and he'd be like, "It's fine, you can just be in here." And at first I thought it was like because he did the same thing with the girls, so I thought maybe it's the girls type of thing. Yeah. But no. My baby's still in my bed as well.
So where'd y'all get them 4 kids from? Because at what point in time?
No, they get out the bed for that.
Okay,
they get out the bed for that. But when they wake up,
because my mind is going and rolling.
Or I mean, everything don't happen in the bedroom, Erica. You should know that.
In a house, on a couch, okay, no, but anyway, yeah, girl. So no, I definitely feel like you gotta set boundaries to be able to be okay. I've definitely had times where I have cried in the shower, cried like a movie, just slid down the shower, crying. to my husband crying, you're not doing it. He travels. So, it's just a lot. But I think that I've done a really good job. And it sounds like you've done a really good job.
I mean, we're trying. We're doing the best we can do. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Learn every day. Do something new. Keep switching it up until something works.
For sure.
But be okay. Give yourself grace.
Yes.
Give yourself
and realize,
grace.
okay, yes, it's okay to not be okay. But then also, okay, how can you be okay? What does it look like? Like, what's that next step to, maybe give you that space to be okay? Because we know majority of the time it's going to be what it's going to be. But what do you need for you to make you okay? How can you moving forward? You don't want that to just be your story forever, at least not for me. Like, I don't want to be not okay forever. That's just like when everybody be like I remember at one point in time I was like, don't call me super mom. Like, I don't want to be super mom. Like, I don't want that title. Like,
it's always, you're super mom. You're meant for this. Oh, you should have one more. I don't want one more. Just because I look okay on the outside.
I'm in my soft girl season, my boundary season, my
in the gym season.
In the gym season, my self-care season, okay? My mental clarity, like, I'm taking care of me.
I love it. So
well, I'm trying to.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. You have to take care. I have friends right now losing their hair, in which there's nothing wrong with medication. If you need medication, please, please, please. If you need extra help, get the help that you need. I'm very, very passionate about that. But there's a lot of people who are on it just because they're like, I'm not perfect. I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing that. I'm like, girl, give yourself grace. I don't know if it was number 1, 2, 3, or 4 that had me at that place, but I just like, oof. Okay, it wasn't perfect today. We're going to try again tomorrow.
And you'll be surprised how much a routine can change your life. You'll be surprised.
No, for real.
And listen, it ain't like I've been going to the gym forever. I just started my gym journey in January, okay? But you'll be surprised how much going to the gym would change your life. You'll be surprised how much drinking 8 bottles of water would change your life and how much clarity that'll bring you. You'll be surprised if you just pick up a book and read for 15, 20 minutes a night.
Because some people want change, but they don't want to change
their things. You have to do different things in order to receive different. So, I think that, yes, it is okay to not be okay, but you also have to look at it like, okay, but what can I do?
Yeah, to not stay here. You cannot stay there.
For sure.
Because that's when, you can't stay there.
For sure.
You can't. So, I love that. I love you're able to be honest about it. So,
yes, for sure. So, we are moving into our mom truth. Do you have a mom truth for this week?
A mom truth. I mean, this week is, I don't know.
You don't know? Let me think what my mom truth is. I guess my mom truth could be that I think one thing that we've done as a generation because of like our past traumas is we're trying to slow gentle parenting thing. My mom truth is that gentle parenting does not work.
It doesn't work.
I'm sorry. I don't agree. I feel like I f***ed up with this gentle parenting okay? Yeah. And I feel like my kids are baddish.
You can be a non-gentle parent and not be abusive.
I just feel like whatever they did back in the day, it worked because certain things we just did not do. And I just feel like these kids, I feel like with gentle parenting, okay, I can speak for myself. I feel like what gentle parenting did for my kids, it's make me think that I'm their friend.
A pushover?
Yeah, and all of that. And so my mom truth is gentle parenting.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
I messed up. I'm not saying
I messed up.
I think these kids need that. That's what I think.
Let's give it a little act right.
That I'm getting close. But these kids need that swoop.
I mean,
that's my mom truth.
They are out of control.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, on that note, I guess, it is okay to not be okay.
Yes,
but please remember that, once you recognize that you're not okay, try to find ways to, cope through it and to make sure that you are okay, whether that's therapy, whether that's just doing something different, whether that's finding a hobby, on the weekends, just finding something to make sure you're okay. Because at the end of the day, you got to be okay in order for everybody else to be okay.
For the whole house to be okay. You got to be okay.
Yes.
I love it.
All right. Well, until next time. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like,
comment, subscribe, period.
We'll see you next time.